They sound fine.
Hopefully, we should both have our proper setups in the next couple of weeks.
Hopefully. No, mine's
Yeah,
going to be about a month, I reckon.
fingers crossed. Right,
Yeah.
welcome, ladies and gents, to Crypto Waffle episode 88. Um, Topics for today: Zcash launches Zukora, if I pronounced that correctly. Privacy at Visa type scale. Topic 2: France has blocked Polymarket just in time for the World Cup final.
Ooh
And
la
then
la.
topic 3: the Clarity Act. What actually happened on Friday last week? So where would you like to start, sir?
Let's start with the Clarity Act. I think that's probably the most
Right. So
pertinent.
basically, to put it short, not much come out of it, and they've now got a deadline of, I believe, the 7th of August. So, if the Clarity Act fails to clear the Senate before August the 7th, recess cut off, the SEC and the CFTC, March 2006, joint interpretive guidance classifying 16 digital assets can be reinstated overnight by any future administration without a congressional vote. Only a statuette survives or changes of administration intact. So effectively, we're all actually hoping for a bit of news, and there
Yeah.
hasn't. It's now kind of been kicked down the road for another 2 weeks. But it is a bit of, I mean, there's not much. How it stands is the vote is expected this week, the week of the 20th, is the active window before the August recess. The poly
That's
market
today.
odds, yeah, the poly market odds are currently 43 to 46%. So it's basically a coin toss at this point. And then the three Democratic senators are now formally opposed. The bill still needs 7 Democratic voters to clear the 60 vote file buster threshold. So we're still umming and ahhing. We're literally on the edge of anything happening,
But they
really.
they're giving themselves a deadline, are they? Of
Yeah, but
whether or
then
not
the
they're going to put this
last week,
Clarity Act
the
through.
same deadline was it last week? And then that deadline has just
It's a
been
deadline,
extended
and if
again.
we can't meet the deadline, we'll just extend the deadline. So it's
Yeah,
not really quite a deadline. It's almost deadline.
yeah. So we're still waiting,
Americans.
unfortunately. Still waiting.
So, Clarity Act. If we get it, is it really bullish or
I mean,
is
to
it
be
priced in at
fair,
this point?
today, because I was looking at reading up on the Clarity Act, and then I saw, because I used to hold Coin and Circle. I'm looking at them. Circle's up 8% today. Coin is up 3%. Not massive moves, but Circle's at a level that I've been wanting it at for a while. So not financial advice, will probably likely picking up some Circle some point soon. You're only, let's have a look from the lows back in February. You're 30% off those lows. Now I got in around the $80 mark, and we went down to 50, and then we went back up to about 130. I think I exited around 120. So I'm now looking to go back in again around this $65 area. But I do think Circle is basically going to do what Coinbase did when it first came out, or like we're seeing with SpaceX as well. Like you have your
Yeah,
IPO, you get the mini pump, you get I mean, like a Coinbase did
massive
a
dump.
91% drawdown. I mean, Circle from the pump of the IPO is currently down 77%, or at peak, if you go back to February, 83%.
SpaceX has held up quite well then in comparison.
SpaceX is currently down from the peak 45%. So yeah, but then you got to remember it's a hell of a lot newer than Circle. I mean, Circle come out
And it's
in,
not crypto related, is it?
yeah,
To be
June
fair.
25. So it's interesting to see this Clarity Act. Maybe a vote's come out that I haven't seen in the last 2 hours since I last read something on it, because it's today, and obviously we're in front here in the UK. But it's interesting to see how these react. But I do think,
Well,
obviously, longer term, regardless of kind of whatever this Clarity Act brings the stocks are still going to be, or still are mispriced at current levels.
Okay, okay. I, I'm I'm feeling Circle at the moment and
Yeah,
Coinbase, mostly because I think Bitcoin is due a rally, and I think they are leveraged plays. So I might join you in picking up some Circle at these
yeah,
prices. Might even throw in a tiny bit of leverage as well, not much, 2 or 3x maybe,
yeah.
and see where we go.
I mean,
See how
ultimately,
we get on.
the coin, like from a technical point of view, is in a broadening wedge, and we're at this what I'd class as the second or near the low. Now, the low I'm looking for is around the 100 to 120 mark. We're currently at 160, so I still think there could be one capitulative move that does it, and maybe that sticks Circle at new lows, like around 40, something like that, 44. Um,
If
but
we get that real capitulation in Bitcoin price, you mean?
Yeah, so even if we get that in Bitcoin as well, I think that probably look like Bitcoin down to about 50. So it's
Yeah.
not that much lower. But the interesting thing for Bitcoin at the minute, and I'll show you when we go do our predictions, but Bitcoin has held a 200-day SMA on the weekly. Like we came down below it and we've come straight back up. So that to me kind of builds into our thesis that we were talking about last week, is that I think maybe crypto and some stuff is about to have a relief rally.
Yeah. And not a moment too soon, right? I guess
Yeah,
we've been struggling for a while at this point.
yeah.
We've been struggling for a while. Okay, so are there any other crypto related stocks that you're looking at? How are you feeling about strategy at the minute?
See, strategy, let me just put that in front of me. Let's have a look at it. I'll share my screen as well. Share screen. So this is strategy on the weekly. Now we have lost the 200-day SMA, which is this green line here. And you can kind of see we had a double bottom back here in Feb, which led to that relief rally going to about 185, and then that's just basically been a dead cat bounce, and we've gone lower since. We are on the underside and retesting key areas of support at 103. You can see that's a previous high over here and previous lows in August 24 and April 24. So as a technician, you'd be looking to sell at this resistance. But it's not to say that we can't have a relief rally back to say 125-ish, 120, maybe 115, before we then look for that leg lower. Because effectively what you want to look, now we're in a bear market, is when we come and retest this orange SMA, you can see that that is usually the perfect time to get into a little short afterwards. So now that we've just broken back below again, wait until you get that opportunity. Like, there's no need to rush. You will get given them. As you saw, there's 3 opportunities in here. Since September 25.
4.
Wait till we get there. If and when we get there, that's your opportunity to then short it again. Now you could say it's too late. We might be bottoming. Yeah, sure. Like, totally agreeable. But I think MSTR's capitulative move, if everything has one, is to that like 70 area, give or take. I mean, the other
Yeah.
one you could
So
potentially
for the
look at is
downside, you think,
no, go on, carry on.
yeah, for the downside, you think most of the move has been done?
Yeah, pretty much. I think most of the move for MSTR is probably done. Just like we've discussed for I think a couple months back on Bitcoin, the majority of the move is likely over. I mean, we've gone from, was it 126k to as low as 50. We've had I think it's a 55% from peak to 53% from peak to the low. And we know over time, sticking this on a monthly, and you can do this yourself, that every pullback is getting smaller and smaller and smaller every cycle. And as another instance, you look at the monthly on the SMAs. Let me just remove my drawings quick. Whenever we come into contact with the orange SMA through history, it's a good time to buy. Yes, it might feel shit at the time, but look, it gave you 2 buying opportunities, one in January 15, one in August 15, down at $200-ish dollars, perfect buying opportunity. Again at 3k in December 18. Then again, if you caught the wick in COVID, March 2020, even if you'd bought it in 2022 bear market, you still picked it up at 20k or 22k before we rallied to 126.
And remember that anomaly there was
FTX and Three Arrows Capital and various other people going tits up. So what if this here is the low? Like, it makes sense from a technical point of view. There is nothing wrong with you buying here if you have a longer term outlook at all. Because who cares at the end of the day if you bought at 65 or if you bought at 58? If we then drop down to 45, if we then rally to 200, are you going to be moaning about that? Probably not.
You won't even know the difference, would you?
No.
You
I
wouldn't
mean,
even know the
the other
difference.
one that you could look at, and it's not really a crypto play, but on retail, is Hood, like Robin Hood. But then again, this is no way near as interesting to me as when you look at the likes of Coin or Circle. Like, Hood is far too high for me to be looking at that now. I mean, the other stock that everyone seems to have forgotten about as well is Gemini. That's been absolutely battered. This is was it Winklevoss Brothers, I believe?
Yeah. I think this doesn't have the power of the others, does it?
No, it probably doesn't. But at a 90% drawdown, like, I think if you were to get a couple of weekly, if you were to get a weekly close above this, what's this 20-day SMA, I think you could be looking at some serious gains. Because it's something that isn't on a lot of people's radars. It's like, oh, Gemini, it's not as big as Coinbase, it's not as big as this, it's not as big as that. But it can still give you good gains. Like, you've got divergences, you've got no new lows created. Okay, you've got an RSI, bullish divergence on the RSI, and that is basically where the price doesn't make new lows, but the RSI is making higher lows, which is good. So I think this squeeze in here, maybe something to watch.
Does Hyperliquid have Gemini on there?
I doubt it. I don't think it's big enough for that. Coin is on there, I know.
Yeah.
Circle, yep. No Gemini though.
Hold on 1 second.
Yeah, no Gemini.
Sorry, we're having bandwidth wars in our house.
No worries. Yeah, but yeah, Gemini's not on there, so I think the best two are definitely Coin and Circle in crypto land to watch for.
Yeah, Coin, I guess the fundamentals behind it is the base network and what happens with that, as well as them being the incumbents in the American space, especially with Binance having the problems that they're having over there, as well as in Europe actually, does mean that Coinbase are poised to pick up a lot more volume. So out of the two, which would you go for?
For percentage returns, I think you have to go with Circle if you're looking for the most upside. But me being the not as risky as I probably should be for my age, I would probably weight it like 60-40 Coinbase's favour. Just because you've got a bit of a broader basket from holding Coinbase. You've got their institutional arm, you've got the base layer, and you've also got retail. Whereas Circle, it's just USD. But USD, obviously, you can argue that it could be AI agents and stuff like that. So there's some different arms to play it. I think they're probably the two best things on the market to play crypto in the stocks world.
I don't think I can pick them apart. I think I'd have to go
It's
Circle.
really tight. It's
Yeah,
really tight. But you could argue that they're both very different businesses.
yes,
Um,
yes, they
so
are.
I think having both of them, even if you did a 50-50 split, like it's a good way to cover. And actually, to be fair, they're a great way to play the crypto space without having to get involved in crypto and own crypto. Because if I was to then say, what tokens do you buy to play stable coins? Maybe ETH or Sol, but I don't think
No.
there's as argument as saying Circle, which is just a straight right
Yeah.
stable coin play.
Yep.
And then obviously if you want to play the Bitcoins, or not Bitcoin, but crypto space, you then have to look at a basket of 5 or 6 cryptos when you could just do that with coin.
Yeah. A coin is perfect because I think it's a leverage play on Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Coin is a leverage play on Bitcoin,
Yeah.
and so is Circle to a degree. But I'd say Coin's probably the slightly better stock, but Circle has got more upside,
Yeah.
and that's what I love: volatility.
Yeah. I mean, there's size difference as well. There's a massive size difference. I mean, Circle's only got a market valuation of 16.4 billion, whereas Coinbase is just shy of 44 billion, so it's 4x bigger. Sorry, 2 and a bit x bigger, 2.2x bigger.
Yeah.
So-
16 to 44 is like 3x.
Yeah, give or
Just
take.
under 3x. Yeah, give or take. Okay, well that's decent. I like that. I think we should put Circle into our trades.
Yeah, I think we need to put it into our vault. Not
Yes.
that we can actually trade it in our vault, but in the other account on the wallet, on our
Yes.
Hype account, if you know what I mean.
I think, what did I say I could do our vault? I'm going to try and do our vault today. I've got a
I
feeling
can't remember if you could.
I couldn't last week, but I think I fixed it.
Right. Okay.
I think I fixed it. I'll
I
tell
mean,
you in a few
so on the
seconds.
subject of trades again. So do you know we were discussing oil again last week? I think I
Yes.
mentioned on the show. So kudos if anyone was watching. If oil was to get back up to, I think the gap around the 84 that I showed, I was looking to sell. I had an order filled today, bang on 84, and we're back down to 81.80 at the moment. But I am looking for oil to come back down to about 70-ish.
Ah, so you're short oil now, are you?
Yeah. Short oil, got a great
Even
entry, just got to be patient.
Even though they're fighting over in
Yeah.
Gaza. You
But
don't
I
care.
think because how close we are to midterms, I don't think Trump can warrant it spiking again. So I think he'd have to try and play the political part of his stick now, in whatever 3D chess that he's playing around the world, to try and keep it down as low as possible.
He is stuck somewhere between a rock and a hard place, isn't he?
Yeah,
Guy.
he really is.
Poor guy.
So the poly market stuff. What happened there then?
Right. Yes.
Any reason why
So,
that
the-
got blocked?
So the French government and their board, their gaming licensing board.
Yeah.
I guess what's happened is that the actual French betting companies have said, wait a minute, we're noticing our bottom line is getting hit here by
It's
people
battered.
just going directly to Polymarket, as opposed to coming and betting with France Bet or whatever they call themselves. So they've run to the regulators and said, well, this ain't fair. These guys haven't got a license to play in these shores, so why should they? And the French government agreed. So what they've done is they've ordered all ISPs to block Polymarket just 48 hours, 24 hours before the World Cup final, which was Polymarket's largest market by volume. Was the
What,
World
France?
Cup? Who's going to win the World Cup? No,
Oh,
who's
World
going to win
Cup.
the World Cup?
Right, okay.
So that was the largest betting market, was who's going to win the World
Yeah.
Cup by volume. Polymarket's largest one. So they lost the French market. Polymarket don't care. The French punters will care.
Yeah.
and I
I'm
guess the
sure they'll
French
probably find
gap.
a way around it though.
Yeah, I guess it's just the same old get on a flight or use a VPN and
Yeah.
you're golden. But I think it is a sign that Polymarket really is starting to turn heads now. They really are
Yeah.
getting a lot of traction and a lot of volume. And if the incumbents are starting to worry, I guess we're having our Uber versus Black Cabs moment where
Yeah.
the people who were here before are like, wait a minute, this ain't fair. But the new product is just so much better.
And easier to
if-
use.
and easier to use and doesn't have the problems that you have with a traditional bookie where they don't pay out or
Yeah.
you know. So I think this is really good news for Hyperliquid and Hype, and not such good news for traditional companies. Sorry, Hyperliquid, Polymarket,
Yeah.
and not such good news for traditional companies. But actually, talking about Hype, I was reading this morning that they are opening up their HIP4, I think it
Yeah,
is.
that's their
for
prediction markets.
For their prediction markets, they're opening that up so that anybody can put forward a prediction market. The only problem is that you need to have 500,000 hype staked in order to open up a market.
Okay.
Quick maths, 500,000 hype is about $30 million. So, small change if you want to have a market on who's the
Yeah.
best looking host on Crypto Waffle. For 30 million, we can get the crowd to decide.
Yeah.
So that's good. We did say before that we wanted Hype to open it up to the masses so anybody could create markets.
Do you think Hype will actually take much of Polymarket's and Cauchy's lunch in that space?
No.
Yeah,
No,
I don't think they'll take a lot, but I do think Hyperliquid will keep their loyal customers.
Yes.
E.g., if I just use always have trouble using Polymarket, right? If I've then got some available markets on Hyperliquid that are similar to what I'm looking for,
Yeah.
and that's working fine, what am I going to use? Just going to use Hyperliquid.
Absolutely. And Polymarket can't do it the other way around. So Polymarket can't
Yeah.
suddenly go and open up perps accounts.
Yeah.
They're just not built for it.
Doesn't work.
So yeah, I do think long term, I think Hype have got an advantage. Definitely got more volume. Definitely got more users. But I just don't think they're going to go after it as aggressively as they should.
Yeah, definitely not.
And I think this 30 million needs to be staked for you to open a market. I think that kind of shows how
I think one advantage
how keen they are.
Yeah. I think one advantage they have got, though, is that they have, I would argue, bigger whales than both Cauchy and Polymarket that use their platform. Because the amount of people that use perps and the amount of volume that's on there dwarfs what is on Polymarket and Cauchy. So it wouldn't surprise me if they naturally take a decent slice of the pie already. But whilst you were talking, I was just Googling. So apparently the combined monthly volume across Cauchy, so the World Cup pushed a combined monthly volume across Cauchy and Polymarket. How many billions do you reckon it did in June? In volume.
Volume in June, the whole month.
Yeah.
60.
44.8 between the two.
Ah,
A
not bad.
75% jump from May, and Reuters has reported last month that Polymarket's annualized revenue has now passed $1 billion.
I think Polymarket's only got like 15 employees as well.
They're doing a tether, aren't they?
Yeah, they're making
They're
decent money,
making
those boys.
mad numbers, and yet
Making
there's
decent money.
a handful of people.
So interestingly, when Ethereum first come about, there was this promise of prediction markets. It was a project called Augur, AUGUR, and I remember buying the token, being like, "Oh my god, prediction markets will be massive." Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Obviously, this particular project went to the toilet straight away, and I was like, "Oh, like obviously prediction markets aren't going to be a thing." And yet here we are now with Polymarket. And if Polymarket do release a token, depending on the price, how they price it, I will buy it with both hands. Probably wait for it to have its sell off, because it will be a big airdrop, wouldn't it? So I'll wait for it to have its sell off, and then I would grab it. And I think with a token they could do similar numbers to what Hyper's been doing. I think people should never underestimate having your community own a significant portion of your project, because then it just incentivizes everybody to use it and spread the word and talk about it and this, that, and the other. So big things are
I mean,
on the
I've just
horizon
loaded
for
up the
Polymarket.
Polymarket website. They've now got a perps tab, which is interesting.
So they are trying. Oh, are they just got perps on their markets?
Yeah, I think so. Start trading
You could
perps
just
on
have perps.
Polymarket.
Yeah.
So this is where it's going to be a battle to keep the users, isn't it? So rather than people having to go from Polymarket to Hype to
No,
something
no,
else.
no. So no. So what I think they're doing is, I think they've got perps on the prediction markets. So maybe you can say, do you think Arsenal will win the league? And you can get a 10x thing on that. And if it goes up 10x, you double your money. But if Arsenal's chances of winning the league goes down by 10%, then you lose your money. Have they got it like that?
Don't know. I can't get into it.
Hold on, let me try, because I can, because I am not stuck in the UK anymore.
Yeah, I'm not.
Right, so,
I'm not there.
okay, hold on. Polymarket perps, let's try. Polymarket perps. I will tell you, perps by Polymarket. But yeah, it is that. That's
It is.
crazy. That's
Okay.
crazy.
Well, it'd be interesting to see what sort of volume and that they do on there. How long has that been out?
Let's make sure
for?
that it is. You're telling me about it now. Oh no, it is markets. It's not. It's not. It's not events. My internet is so slow.
So apparently they've had it since April.
Ah.
Officially announced the product on April the 21st and rolled out a rolling beta phase of selected users in May.
Yeah. No, I think the purpose is actual markets. Yeah. Yeah. No, it's stocks. It's perps and stocks. Not to worry.
I'm just asking
Not to worry.
Gemini how much volume it's done since its release. The introduction of perps expanded event markets, pushed Polymarket to a record-breaking weekly high. It pushed the whole thing to 4 billion in June. It's not loads, an extra
Polymarket.
4 billion.
It's not peanuts. I mean,
It's filed for a regulatory approval to offer margin trading too.
it's not bad.
Yeah.
I wouldn't sniff it. I'd be happy if I had a platform that was doing 4 billion.
Yeah.
I'd have had a platform that was doing 40 quid, to be honest with you.
Right.
Well, there
So
you
do you want
go.
to fill us in on this Zcash Zukura thing? What is that about? Explain.
Right, so scaling. Privacy has always had this problem whereby each transaction is very computationally expensive. So instead of just me sending one thing to you, because I want privacy, I have to do all sorts of different moon math to make sure that I can tell you without telling anybody else, blah, blah, blah. So it's been computationally expensive, which means every transaction has been expensive and every transaction has been slow. That hurts scaling, obviously, because you can't really scale if it costs $2 to do a transaction. You can't do microtransactions, etc., etc. Now, what this new update has done, or these new nodes that they're building have done, is that they allow the Zcash network to now rival that of Visa. So they can do, I think it's 50,000 transactions per second, or that's what they're quoting. But even if it's half that, and it's 25,000 transactions per second. Now, I'm not sure what sort of decentralization compromises they're going to have to make. I guess there's going to be some centralization going on with these new nodes. I've I've taken some notes so that I don't get this wrong, because I have made mistakes in the past and get angry emails from people. So yes. So the new Zcash node, it's supposed to scale specifically their private transactions from like 1 transaction per second to, it was 50,000 transactions per second.
Okay.
That's to match what Visa can do. So that's what Visa can do worldwide. So Zcash want to be able to do the same. It's, I guess the moral of the story really is that privacy is now something available to everybody. I've not looked properly into this something Norwood or something Ironwood upgrade. It does have pruning, and I am a little bit worried about the centralization on that. What that is you take the entire blockchain and you cut away parts of the history and you just keep the most relevant part, the newest part. There are arguments that removes a little bit of decentralization, but there are cryptographic ways to mitigate that. So I'm going to be careful what I say. Like I said, don't want to get these angry emails from these nerds. You got it wrong, Cryptosi. To sum up, Zcash is moving in a direction where it may be able to rival Visa soon. I don't know what that means for the price. I don't know if it's been reflected in the price, but I'm pretty sure you'll be able to tell me. I think Zcash has been on a tear since I longed it 3 weeks ago.
From the news on the 15th when they dropped that, it put in a local top at 390, currently at
Pounds?
No, dollars. Sorry, 590.
Right. Yes.
I don't know where I got 3 from. I'm actually looking at it in dollars, so I don't know how I've managed that. But
with your mental maths is just
590
pounds.
was the top, and then we're currently about 550. So it was buy the rumour, sell the news. In that case.
Yeah, because I don't know how these nodes are going to work. I'm assuming that not everyone can run one of these nodes. You're probably going to need a whole lot of Zcash to run one or be approved. But I haven't looked into that. I'm assuming it's going to be some kind of sub network and not an L1 upgrade. But who knows? Let me not make assumptions, because maybe they actually are that bright. But considering that they lost most of their team a few months ago, this does just go to show that I guess anybody can make these massive strides now that we've got AI in the building. Everybody's still building, even though they've lost all their team.
Definitely.
Fable 5 for the win.
Definitely. Right, should we go on to predictions?
Yes, briefly though, one more thing I want to talk about was just Uniswap. Uniswap want to open their fee switch. Remember Uniswap opened their fee switch? They've done it for Ethereum, but now they want to do it for a bunch of other networks, 7 or 8 other networks, like smaller networks that they're also on. That might, if it passes, I think the proposal's open now. If it passes, that might put some upward pressure on the price, because obviously the fees come in, they use the fees to buy Uni tokens, that should push the price up. So I think because of that, Uni might be one that we could or should watch for the next couple of weeks.
Okay, well maybe we should put that on the list.
Maybe we'll add that to our trade list, for this evening.
Okay, right, let's go to predictions. Right, now considering we did the last episode on Thursday last week, we've only had 4 days?
Yeah, surely it doesn't count.
We're not too far off our prediction of 66.5, just over $1,000. The both of us on Bitcoin. ETH bit further off, 100 odd bucks. 105 bucks.
We got the direction right though, right?
Yeah, general trend. Hype, we've tagged. Although need to look what price was it. So it's Thursday, it probably would have been around 7 o'clock. So that is where my cursor is. At the time it was 62. And we tagged mine 58, I said 58.5. To perfection have now bounced.
Yeah, that's right.
So unfortunately,
Well
I've stolen
played.
a point from you
Well
there.
played. You've nicked one, yeah. Oh, hold on.
Bonk, we've both nailed. So at the time,
Yeah.
at Thursday is there. So at the time, Bonk was 0.00000, 344. It hit our target of 281. Gold hasn't
That's
has
an easy
basically
short
gone
that was.
nowhere.
Remember, just for those that didn't see it.
Yeah,
Oh, sorry. Yeah, remember for those that didn't see it, that bonk we went short because they had that exploit where
yeah,
somebody exploited their DAO. So that was easy money, that one.
yeah. Gold hasn't moved um, anywhere, so nothing there. And then oil, I've pipped you at the post again for oil to 82, was it, or 84? I said
You said 84. I think you got it spot on.
84. And on
You got
Thursday, so at the time we were around, give or take,
78.
78, $79.
Yeah.
I think that was the news. What have we had? What was the news of
Just
that?
they've just been
Them
fighting.
fighting again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, that is those predictions for this week. I think that's what, 4-2
Yeah,
in
yeah.
my
Well done.
favour. And then what do we want this week? So I think we put Uni in.
Yeah, we want to do uni and we want to do circle.
Okay, so stick Uni in, get rid of gold. And we want circle. That's already on my list
I need to-
somewhere. Where is it? There it is. Commodity wise, what would you like to do?
Should we do oil again? Do you want to do oil again?
Yeah, we can do oil again.
I think oil's a good one because I think we're at a bit of a turning point.
Yeah.
Does it go back to peak oil at $100, $90, or
I
does it return back to
did.
the 70s?
Where is it? I did want to briefly discuss, if I can find it. It's apparently on here somewhere. There it is. DBA. So this is an agricultural basket. So this is like wheat, soybeans, all that sort of stuff. The reason why I wanted to
Is this
bring
the
this up,
fertilizer trade, is it?
not the fertilizer trade, but shit weather trade, effectively. Or there probably is a fertilizer arm to it. There's also probably a war arm to it because apparently there's some stuff going on in Ukraine again. Russia potentially looking to invade Finland, Estonia, and some other things I was listening to on a podcast today. And this has broken out towards all-time highs. We had a spurt, or we bottomed back in COVID times, 2020. We then put a high in around February 25. And since then, we've kind of consolidated. Now, for a while, and this is like many moons ago, I drew this cup and handle on this, and I said, look, you've got a target ultimately at 35. Now, I haven't held this in an ETF or whatever, just because it's not exactly easy to hold in the UK. But I do think, and I'm not sure if it's available on Hype, but I think the wheat, corn, and some other commodities are potentially, or should be, ones to watch, because we are in the next range, and we should be making our move to around 31, give or take, at some point in the not too distant future. So I do think this is sort of a buy the dip scenario. Do you get the opportunity?
We can play this on Hyperliquid because they're like not this particular stock. But
I think
we can
they have
play
wheat though, don't they?
Yeah, right. We can play the parts of it. Yeah, I'm sure wheat's on there. I think I've played wheat already. I longed it.
Okay.
a little after oil. I think I rotated from oil into wheat. So
That might, to be fair, that might actually be a good comparison to maybe do next week to compare the charts of oil and wheat and see how that,
yeah,
if it has any effect.
yeah. That's the logic is oil goes up, fertilizer goes up, the cost of production goes up, the price of the produced commodities goes up. Transporting the wheat becomes more expensive. The generators at the farms becomes more expensive. The fertilizer becomes more expensive. Everything like bringing in the equipment becomes more expensive, so the price goes up. So
Yeah.
I did play a lagging wheat price. I haven't played a lagging wheat drop. Have you got wheat there? Can we have a look at it?
We can add it. Wheat.
Let's see if it came down on the peace trade.
So this is wheat at the moment.
Not
We've
really.
just broken out. So this was Russia invading Ukraine, I believe, back in 22.
Crazy.
Yeah, when wheat spiked. And we've basically just fell off a cliff and consolidated between around $6 to call it $5, give or take. $5 to $6 for a while. And we've, for the first time, well, we're durably now holding above the 20-day SMA on the weekly and are looking for new highs. So I do think, should you get a pullback on wheat, it's a good buying opportunity. But I do think these are probably some good charts to study maybe next week, look at some key areas and discuss. But I'm happy to leave oil
I
in
feel
this
like it
week.
doesn't quite have the. Yeah, let's do oil again. Unless you want to do wheat as well.
No, let's just
I
stick
think
to
we need
oil.
something. I think we need one more.
I do want
Should we have
to.
one more crypto.
We've got Circle, Hype, ETH, Bitcoin, Uniswap, and oil.
Oh, okay, right.
I think that's enough. Bitcoin, just quickly,
Yeah,
just going back to what I said earlier, I just wanted to discuss this week. So, as we said earlier on the monthlies, historically a good time to buy when Bitcoin is on that orange SMA. Same sort of thing applies to the green SMA on the weekly, and you can see that if I go all the way back here, opportunity here, opportunity here, opportunity here, and where are we? We've just come back above that green line now. Now, one good thing about this is you could class this as a fake out, e.g. price wanted to come down, that retest is usually where you'd buy to sell again, you look for a follow through. We haven't had that. We're actually holding above it, and if we close this week above it, it'd be our third consecutive weekly close above the SMA, which is what you want to see. And also, I think if we zoom into this candle enough, I'm not sure if that will be technically correct, but I think you could class, oh, wrong thing, this green candle as an engulfing bullish candle, because the bottom of it is slightly below that red candle, and so is the top. You can see that a bit better up here, which would indicate a bit of a reversal. So now to the upside, we want to look for levels to where we might reverse to. So what do you think for next week?
67's too close, isn't it?
67, yeah, maybe 68.
Can I say 67.9?
67.9. Yeah, okay, it's more than 2,000. 67.9. There you go. I am gonna say do we get another shoulder form? Because there's also a nice little head and shoulders sort of set up in here as well. Okay, I'm going to go 71.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Where are we? 71. There. Where have I put my name? There I have. All over there. Right, so just to confirm, yours is 69.7.
67.9.
Sorry, 67.9, and mine was 71.
Yeah.
Eth, what do you think?
2,100. 10%.
Okay. I'm going to join you on that one. So it wouldn't surprise me if we do have like a little pullback on all of these before we actually went. Hype.
Hype, I think, is definitely for the buying right now.
I'm going 52. I actually think we're going about to sell off.
No. That's crazy talk. 52. All right, I'm going to say, 67. Of course.
67, yeah? Okay. So I wanted to also, just quickly, so do you know we were talking about the PERDAT?
Yes.
So,
Fake out.
from a technical point of view, this is where you likely put your short on, and you'd have tightish stops.
Yeah.
I mean, this 4 hour could be negated because you've closed back above it. But when you put it on like the daily, there's your breakdown retest. And I think you could have stops at around, call it $8, if you give yourself a bit of wiggle room, if you're looking for a further decline, which is what I'm looking for. But anyway,
Yeah.
Circle. All right, currently up 10% today, so we're up another 2% since we spoke about it on the show.
Circles for the buying. 74.
74, okay. Maybe there's been some news come out since we spoke.
I just think it's Bitcoin pushing up, and Circle is, I think it's just a leveraged play. And that Bitcoin going past 64, I think is, I think it's a mental block for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Because it was for me. I thought I would get to 64 and then we'll see what happens.
74, what am I going to do? We filled the gap to the downside. We got divergences. Such a tough one. I'm going to join you. Uniswap. So let's have a look at this. We haven't looked at this one in a while. Oh, we've put in fresh lows. Even lower lows in the bear market of 22. Christ. Okay.
No one needs Unimarket. No one needs Uniswap when there is no retail around.
Yeah. Do you know what I'm looking at here though? If we clear these up. You've got, what do I want? I want a rectangle. I want that. And I want that. I am going to go a bit out the norm here and say 480. Is that allowed?
Yeah. Do you think we're going to escape this?
Well, what I'm
resistance?
looking at, so on a bigger time frames like this weekly, you've had not one but two opportunities to fully break down from this sort of 330 level, and every time we've just come back up. This push here resulted in us coming back up. This push here has resulted in us in coming back up. And if you look at the monthly, if we then get rid of those, let's go back to the monthly. If this month is to close back in, that here is a fake out. Clear fake out, which then should result in an extended move in the opposite direction. So it wouldn't actually surprise me if we did go as high as 6.5, but I think within a week, sort of $485 is where we should probably be at. And that $5 mark is perfect resistance. You can see with all these wicks, previous price action here. So I'm going to say
Sold.
480.
Sold.
You coming with me?
Oh, yep. Yeah, I like that.
Actually, we're just going to move that down a tad. 480 there. And oil, right. So here I am talking my book. I am short oil. I had an entry at 84. You can see we tagged a high of 84.6 and have reversed. As low as 79.50. We've then bounced again. So I'm going to go short oil, and for next week I'm going to say 78, if that's allowed.
That's a bit tight. I'll let you have it though.
$4. Is that not enough?
Yeah, 5%. It's 5%.
What do you
isn't it?
think?
I think that's okay. I think I'm bullish oil.
Bullish oil.
I think they're going to be fighting for a while, if I'm honest. I think they've got the
Okay.
room to do it. I'm going to say, I'll say 5% the other direction. I'll say 86.5.
86.5. Okay. 86.5. Right, so which
This
one?
is a really tough one, that is, you know.
Yeah, which ones of these? Let's see what we agree on here. Have you managed to get access to the vault, by the way?
Bitcoin. Yes.
Okay, perfect. So, out of all the cryptos for the vault, so that is out of Uniswap, Hype, ETH, and Bitcoin, which one do you fancy, sir?
I think we both agree on Bitcoin
We agree on everything but
and
Hype.
Uni.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would like to go Uniswap.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we can have stops, give or take 330-ish, $3.
All right,
Nah,
hold on. Do you want me to let me share my screen.
Do you want to share screen?
I'm going to share. Yeah, let me share. Oh gosh. It's only allowed me to share Windows. If I share the entire screen, this is going to be a bit ugly. Tell me if this works. Right, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oops. Right, can you see my screen?
Yeah, perfecto.
Okay, good.
So quickly, if we go to our history, did our oil trade hit a TP? It must have done, right?
Let me. Oh, hold on. We're in the right place. Our nat gas is killing us, the Widowmaker, and
Yeah.
our oil did hit its TP at
Look at that,
81.
$14 in a tiny account. Boom!
Tiny account, yeah.
You love to see it.
Yeah,
Nat-
definitely
since
worth a
oils
flex,
comes
that was.
down, nat gas has just shat the bed.
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
So I do think it's time to let the Widowmaker keep its name and accept our losses
Yeah. All right. Let me.
on that.
I'll have to connect. Let me establish this connection. Please don't copy my password. Oh my gosh, this laptop's really struggling. It's really struggling.
If
It
you
was a
want,
good
just do
machine,
it
you
after
know,
the
like
show.
5 years ago.
If you want to, just do it after.
Okay. Now. Glad you didn't show that password. why we'll do that. Yeah, we might have to do that. Might have to do it after.
If it's struggling, just say.
Yeah, it's going way too slow.
Okay,
All right, we'll decide. I'm going to write them down, then I'll do them after the show. But I'll write them down.
okay, so let me share screen again. Let's get everything back up. So we agree on the Uniswap long, right?
Okay, so yeah.
So let's do Uni. So let's have a look at it on a Hyperliquid. So this is Uni. I think it's safe for us to be long. I know it's up today already, but I think if we have stops around this 330-ish level, I think that's quite wide. That also gives us plenty of time, I think, and a bit of wiggle room to go towards our targets of around 480. Do you agree?
I agree, yes.
So just to confirm, that is a
what?
480?
4.8. Yeah.
And
okay,
stop loss is around the 330, 320 area. Whatever you think's best.
3x.
Yeah.
3x leverage. I've done 330 for stop loss.
Okay.
TP 480. Okay, done. BTC?
You want to do two?
Yeah.
Yeah. Bitcoin. So I think let's do Bitcoin as well then. I think we do stops above these lows here. Actually, let's go to the Hyperliquid chart. So I think we go, what are we on here? Dailies, let's go 4 hour. I think we can have stops around this sort of 63.5 area.
Okay.
And then obviously I'll take profits, give or take. Where were you? You were 67.9 and I was 71. So should we meet in the middle, 79.9? Sorry, 69.9?
Yeah.
Or 69.5?
Yeah. I'll do 69.5, yeah.
Okay. And then I think our last one should be Circle. But I think this should be a longer standing buy. And I don't think we should go in now. I think we set limit orders for about the 64.50 area. Just because I hate buying on stuff like that.
And no TP?
Yeah, no TP. I think if we can get a limit order filled at 64, we have stops on fresh lows. So call it 58.5. And I think we just let it sort of play out. Unless, of course, if you do think we should go in it now.
Can you still hear me?
Yeah, I can still hear you. Unless, of course, if you... Oh, he's gone. I don't know why he left. He's disconnected. Sorry, ladies and gents. He didn't think I could hear him when I could. But what I was about to say is if he thinks we should be in the trade now, let's put half the position on today and then leave the other half for when he's ready. Oh, what a dick. I didn't click the go live on my Instagram page.
Oh, what a dick.
Indeed, what a dick. Anywho, YouTube, you've had the pleasure of the live show. Here, Andy's back. I was just telling the lovely ladies and viewers that I forgot to click go live on my Instagram. So it hasn't gone live. Yeah, it just sat there looking like a tit for the last hour. But anywho, what I was saying with regards to the Circle trade, if you don't think we should be in a limit order at 84 and you think we should be in it now, I'm happy to put half the position on now and leave half at the limit order. just because I know
Okay,
I
let's do
think
that.
you'd prefer the position to be on today.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Because we're expecting a big move to the upside, aren't we? So if we wait for more downside and then we miss the big move to the upside, I'll be
Yeah.
upset.
No, I agree. So
So
just to
we'll put
confirm, we've got a
half on.
circle limit order at 64.
What's the stop loss?
58.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
58.
And put on 50%.
Yeah, and then with the market order, stop loss 58 again, and TPs should be around our ideas or our thoughts around 74.
I thought we were just going to leave it open.
Oh yeah, leave it open.
Didn't you say you wanted it on for long?
Yeah, leave it open then.
Leave it open. All right, cool. Okay.
Lovely stuff.
Well, from West Africa, I'd like to bid you adieu. A good day.
Yeah. And from the beautiful Kent
I guess we'll
countryside,
see you next week.
yeah, we shall see everybody next time. Adios.